Hello and welcome, football world, to your World Cup 2026 Roundup, live from the second round of group stage action. We have got history made in Texas, two heavyweight clashes still to come tonight, and a Group J table that is starting to take real shape. Let's get straight into it. We start in Arlington, Texas, at AT&T Stadium, where Lionel Messi has rewritten the record books once again. Argentina took on Austria in a Group J clash that always had the feel of a heavyweight occasion. Both sides arriving on the back of opening wins, both sides knowing that victory here would put real daylight between themselves and the rest of the group. And it has been the Messi show from start to finish. The story almost took a different turn in the 9th minute. Lautaro Martinez burst into the box, was caught by a combination of Zaberschlager and Stefan Posch, and after a VAR review, the referee pointed to the spot. Up stepped Messi with the all-time World Cup scoring record on the line. His left-footed strike went just wide of the right post, a rare miss for the captain, and Austria breathed a huge sigh of relief. But you cannot keep this man down for long. Argentina kept probing, kept patient, and in the 38th minute, the moment arrived. Facundo Medina slipped a pass through the Austrian lines. Messi met it first time with his left foot and buried it past goalkeeper Alexander Schlager. 1-0 Argentina, and Lionel Messi has his 17th career World Cup goal, breaking the record he had shared with Germany's Miroslav Klose. Remember, Messi only tied that record last Tuesday night in Kansas City when he scored a sensational hat trick against Algeria in the group opener. A hat trick that came in his 200th international appearance, 20 years to the day since his very first World Cup goal. The man simply does not stop writing history. Austria have not rolled over, to their credit. David Alaba produced a crucial blocking challenge to deny Messi a second in the 32nd minute, and in the second half, Marcel Sabitzer and Romano Schmid have both threatened from open play, with Sabitzer crossing from Michael Gregoric to head narrowly over the bar under pressure from Medina. Ralf Rangnick has already turned to his bench, bringing on the experienced Marko Arnautovic alongside Alexander Pross and Marco Friedl, looking for something, anything to change the picture. But as it stands, Argentina lead 1-0, firmly in control, and the defending champions look every bit like a team that intends to go back-to-back. We will keep you updated as that one continues to unfold. Let's pause on the table for a moment, because the picture in Group J heading into today was already crystal clear. Argentina sat top after matchday 1 with 3 points and a goal difference of +3. Austria right behind them also on 3 points with a goal difference of +2. Jordan and Algeria, meanwhile, both started on 0 points. Jordan on a goal difference of -2 and Algeria on -3 after that hat trick mauling from Messi. Today's results are going to sharpen that picture considerably. If Argentina close this one out, they will move to 6 points and put themselves in a near unassailable position to top the group with a game still to spare. For Jordan and Algeria, tonight's meeting in Santa Clara is not just about pride, it's about survival, because falling to 0 points after 2 games against 2 sides as strong as Argentina and Austria would leave an enormous mountain to climb. Now let's talk about the race that always adds an extra layer of drama to a World Cup, the battle for the Adidas Golden Boot. And right now it is must-watch viewing because we have got genuine superstars going toe-to-toe. Lionel Messi's goal today moves him back to the front of that race, level on goals with Germany's Dennis Undav, who has been one of the surprise packages of the tournament so far, scoring twice off the bench in Germany's win over Côte d'Ivoire to go with a goal and 2 assists in his side's opening match against Curaçao. Canada's Jonathan David is right there too, after a hat-trick of his own in Canada's historic 6-0 win over Qatar, a result that announced the co-hosts as a side nobody wants to face. That is 3 different players from 3 different countries, all firmly in the picture before a ball was even kicked in Philadelphia or New Jersey today. And do not discount the others circling. Kylian Mbappe sits on 2 goals after that brace against Senegal, a performance that also made him France's all-time leading scorer. If France beat Iraq today, do not be surprised to see him add to that tally and climb straight back into podium contention. Erling Haaland is in the exact same boat on 2 goals after his double against Iraq in the opener. And a striker of his quality against a Senegal defense that has already shown defensive vulnerability could easily put him level with the leaders by the time we go off air tonight. Harry Kane, the 2018 Golden Boot winner, is also on 2 goals after a brace against Croatia that drew him level with Gary Lineker as England's all-time leading World Cup scorer, though England are not in action today. Spain's Mikel Oyarzabal and Lamine Yamal, Morocco's Ismail Saibari, and Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr. round out a genuinely stacked leaderboard. This Golden Boot race has the potential to go right down to the final whistle of the tournament. And on a day like today, with 3 of the headline contenders all out on the pitch within hours of each other, the gaps at the top could shift dramatically before the night is through. Let's take a broader look at how this tournament has played out so far, because the numbers tell their own story. Across the opening 9 match days, this has been one of the highest-scoring World Cups in recent memory, comfortably outpacing the scoring rate from Qatar back in 2022. We've already seen co-host Canada announce themselves on the world stage with that statement win over Qatar. Mexico opened the tournament with a win over South Africa in front of their own fans at Estadio Azteca, and shocks throughout the group stage, including Cape Verde holding Spain to a goalless draw in their World Cup debut, and Saudi Arabia drawing with 2-time champions Uruguay. The expanded 48-team format has given us more matches, more storylines, and more chances for the unexpected. And today's slate, with Messi's record goal, 2 huge Group I fixtures still to come, and a relegation final field to Jordan versus Algeria, is a perfect snapshot of just how much this tournament has to offer. Now let's switch our attention to Group I, because there's a stacked night of football still ahead in the northeastern United States. Many are calling Group I the closest thing to a group of death at this World Cup, with France, Senegal, and Norway all viewed as genuine contenders to progress, leaving Iraq with the unenviable task of facing all 3. First up, at 5 p.m. Eastern at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, France take on Iraq in what will be the first ever senior meeting between these 2 nations. France head into this one off the back of a hard-fought 3-1 win over Senegal in their opener, a game in which Kylian Mbappe scored twice in the second half after Les Bleus had struggled for large parts of the first. With that brace, Mbappe became France's all-time record goal scorer, surpassing the previous mark with 58 international goals for his country. Bradley Barcola added the 3rd late on, chipping over the Senegal goalkeeper. Iraq, meanwhile, come into this fixture after a difficult night in their tournament return, falling 4-1 to Norway. Ayman Hussein did pull one back for Iraq early in that game, heading home from close range, but Erling Haaland was simply unplayable at the other end. A win for France today would move them to 6 points and all but confirm their place in the round of 32 before they have even played their final group game against Norway. A defeat, or even a draw, would totally reshape this group and would represent one of the great shocks of this tournament for Iraq's first appearance back at the World Cup since 1986. Then, at 8 o'clock Eastern, also in the New York and New Jersey area at MetLife Stadium, Norway face Senegal in a fixture that could go a long way to deciding who tops this group. Norway arrived full of confidence after that emphatic 4-1 win over Iraq, in which Erling Haaland scored twice, including a remarkable second goal where he chased down a short goalkeeper's pass and forced it home off the keeper himself. Leo Østigard added a 3rd with a near-post header from a Martin Odegaard corner, before Haaland's looping header was turned into his own net by Hussein in stoppage time to complete the rout. Norway are back at the World Cup for the first time since 1998, their best ever finish a round of 16 appearance that same year, and after a remarkable qualifying campaign in which they won all 8 games and scored 37 goals, there's real belief that this squad, built around one of the most clinical strikers in the world, can go even further. Senegal will offer a serious test, though. The reigning African champions pushed France right to the wire in their opener, Nicholas Jackson rattling the post in the first half, and Sadio Mane playing a role in several dangerous moments down the left, before France eventually found their breakthrough through Mbappe and Barcola in the second half. Senegal's finest World Cup memory remains 2002, when they shocked the very same France in their tournament opener and went all the way to the quarterfinals. A win over Norway tonight would put them right back in contention for top spot in this group and would severely dent Norway's cushion heading into the final round of group matches. Later tonight, the action shifts back to Group J as Jordan and Algeria meet at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, both sides currently searching for their first points of the tournament after defeats in their respective openers. Austria, of course, were on the receiving end of that messy hat trick in a 3-0 loss to Argentina, while Austria edged out Jordan 3-1 in the other Group J opener. Both teams know that anything other than victory here will make their path to the knockout rounds extremely difficult, with two of the tournament's heavyweight nations still to come. So that is where things stand as we move through this stacked day of World Cup football. Argentina leading Austria 1-0 deep in the second half, courtesy of Lionel Messi's record-breaking strike, with the Golden Boot race right back up for grabs alongside it. France and Iraq about to do battle for the first time ever in Philadelphia, with a place in the round of 32 on the line for Les Bleus. Norway and Senegal set for what could be a group-defining clash in New Jersey, with Erling Haaland looking to add to his tally. And Jordan against Algeria still to come out west, with first points and perhaps tournament survival very much up for grabs. The Group I and Group J pictures could look completely different by the time today is done. Stay with us because the World Cup waits for no one and the drama is only just getting started.